Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And I'd like to start by thanking my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters. You guys are amazing. You make all this possible. If you'd like to join in on the Patreon platform, there are links below also to the Coffee Fund. And while I'm speaking about links below, also check in the description of this video and you'll find a link to my post on qrpeer.com, because with each one of my videos, I actually include a field report. And I spend more time on my field report than I do my videos. In fact, if anything, I consider my field reports to be sort of the main thing that I do. And my videos just kind of complement my field reports. So I would encourage you to check it out. Again, it's always in the description below. For every single one of my videos, there will be a connection to qrpeer.com for more information. So with all that said, what am I doing out here today? Well, I picked out the, I'm here at the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I picked out the Folk Art Center because I needed to be within phone range. I couldn't go out to some place where I wouldn't have access to cell phone coverage because I'm expecting some phone calls today, so I may have to stop the video at different times to answer phone calls if they come in. But I really wanted to fit in an activation while I could, because I was looking forward to just getting out and playing a little bit of radio. And what kind of radio am I using today? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to tell you about a combination I don't think I've ever done before, and that is my Yaesu FT-818. Yes, I've used it before, and yes, I've combined it with the ZM-2 ATU, but I've never combined these two things with my Elecraft AX1 antenna. Now, the whole idea of doing this came from a commenter on qrpeer.com, a fellow named Gordon. And Gordon, if I may have missed your call sign, or maybe you didn't include it, but I just remember his name was Gordon. And he asked me specifically, could I connect the Elecraft AX1 directly to the ZM-2 ATU and do an activation? Do I need anything else? Will it work like that? And I don't think I've ever done that before. At least I can't remember doing that before. So I said, sure, yeah. Instead of me trying to guess the answer, let's just try it. And so that's the reason I'm out here today. I got that comment very recently, and so I just decided to come out here and give it a go. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do it. I think that this ZM2 will be enough of a base that it'll hold up the AX1 without too many problems. Now, the one thing I did do right before I left the house, I wanted to make sure that there was continuity between the shield of my antenna input and the ground here on the balance line part, and there's continuity there, so I can use this post as a grounding post. Otherwise, I'd have to have some other way to connect my ground to, like, the shield of the or the outside of my BNC connector on the AX1. So that works. That makes everything very easy to do, and I'm sure other people have done this. I just don't think I've ever done it myself. So we'll give it a go today, and we'll see how it works. Now, Gordon was specifically asking about 40 meters, and 40 meters is probably not the best band to be operating this time of day, which is basically midday. 20 meters would do a lot better, but we'll still hop on 40 meters. We'll tune it up, make sure it works, and then maybe decide to go ahead and operate for a little while too. And if it's not too active, we'll move up to the 20 meter band or something and see how that treats us. Anyway, enough talking. Let's try to get this set up here and see how it works. Now, I have not done this before, but I'm hoping. I was looking at this table as I was pulling up here. And this table, you can't tell, but it's a little wonky. It like leans this way up the hill. So hopefully it doesn't lean so much that it's a problem with the AX1. So the first thing I'll do is go ahead and deploy the counterpoise for the AX1, because I'm going to use the AXE extension. And here we go. And I may hop up to take some of the memory out of this, but I'll just kind of go in here to this binding post on the side of the ZM2 and make a connection. And you know what? I'm looking at it, and the binding post is kind of bigger than my blade here, this blade connector, but but it doesn't matter because I can crank it down like that. That holds it really nicely, actually, so it shouldn't be a problem. Now I'm going to take the memory out of this line and deploy it here, the counterpoise. And since I see that there are people walking around with dogs and stuff, I'm going to try to keep the counterpoise close-ish to my picnic area where I can see it, so that I can tell people to be careful and not walk across it and trip or something like that. So let's go ahead and do this. So there, I just kind of put it in like a loop shape. I have to say, this is like one of the nicest weather days. I think it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe. And to me, that is like short sleeve weather. So the first thing I'll do is take the right angle connector off of my AX1. I will not need that. Let's try to attach as well. You know, I'll just leave it in here in the pack. We will not need that. I'll just plug it directly up to the ZM-2. Here we go. And now I'll get the 40 meter extension and plug it in, or screw it on here. Here we go. This will make for a really tall antenna for the size of this base, but it's not too breezy today. It's a little breezy, not bad. Now I'll put the whip on and extend the whip. And here we go. So I'll pull this up. And will that could be a little dodgy. So here's what I'll do to make this a little more comfortable for me. I think I'll probably put my backpack back here to kind of hold this up. So my backpack has some heft. I'll leave it right here. That should give it enough whatever. At least I can fix it really quickly if it starts to fall down. I don't think it would be a big deal. Now I need a cable. I got leaves in my backpack. Sorry about that. I had the camera pointing the wrong way. Sorry. I got leaves in my backpack. That is really common for me. Okay, we get that in there. There we go. That slipped in. I could just put my antenna through the handle here on my backpack, and that would definitely hold it down too, but let's see if I can get away without doing that. If I need to, I'll do it. Put this on here. I think this is a right angle assembly that I got from Pactena. I believe I ordered this one from Pactena, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or I made this one, and I'm not sure which. But I think this came from Pactena. Pactena and Tufton make little cable assemblies for RG316, which is really nice. I also buy a lot of stuff from ABR Industries, especially when I go to ABR when I want like custom things or, you know, bigger cables and things too. But both of them are great. I tend not to buy cable assemblies off of Amazon. Yep, you know what? That just answered my question. Let's go ahead and push this through the handle of my backpack. I have done this before with my AX1. It's a little awkward to get it in there, but once I do, this will, just making sure there we go, push that through. Crank it down, locked in, and there we go. That'll probably provide it a little more stability, even if it makes it a little awkward. I don't know. It's actually wanting to pull it itself, so we'll see. There we go. You could probably 3D print something or find something else to hold this down. The ZM-2 is not a heavy ATU. This is a pretty lightweight piece of kit. And I say kit, it actually is, it does come as a kit. So that's, you know, that's one of the glories of this thing. So inexpensive. It's just wonderful. Oh, here's my paddle. So I'm going to use my VK3IL paddle this time. And I need to get out my logbook. That's right. Let's do that. And get my pencil. Then I think I've got everything set up. There we go. I don't know if this backpack's helping or hurting. We'll see. We will see. Hey, if it falls down, it falls down. Now, I would like to say something really quickly about the ZM-2. I honestly feel like every field operator that runs QRP ought to have one of these, even if they have another ATU in their, field kits and stuff. I think that they ought to have one. And the reason why is because the ZM-2 is just so darn handy, and it doesn't require a power source. It's really good at matching stuff. I suspect that it won't have a problem, if I'm looking at my crystal ball right now, I don't think it'll have a problem matching the AX1. And the reason why is because it has I'm pretty sure it has a wider matching range than you need to use the AX1. And the ZM2, I've used numerous types of random wires. I have experimented with antennas with this thing. I find it's actually really good at matching antennas. Is it as good as the built-in ATU in my KX2 or KX3 or the one that's in the T1? I don't think it's quite that good, but it's close. It is really good. But you have to... There's a little skill involved with tuning a manual antenna tuner. It just takes a little time and patience, but the learning curve's pretty small. I have a post on QRP about this, but I'll kind of show you really quickly today how I normally tune up. But let's make sure, first of all, I get everything going here on my radio. I need to check first to see if this is set to the front antenna input. Nope, it's on rear. Now it's on front. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. Let's go down the band and move up to where I normally operate. I'll leave it at 60. Yeah, I'll leave it at 62.5. That's where I am right now. I don't know if you can see this in the video or not. There we go. This is all kind of, the sun's kind of washing everything out too. So really the first thing I do is make sure that the switch, and this is hard to see here, but there's a switch at the back that says link and ground, and it's located right here underneath the handle, and you want to make sure that's switched to ground, because that tells it that you're going to be using the coax input if you're using coax input, which I am. Because essentially, normally you would put a line coming out here to your antenna. You'd have an antenna or a coax going out, but I just connected my antenna directly to it. Then, of course, this one goes to the radio. Then I put it in the operator position, and then I put the added puffs on 0. So there's no added, puffs on there. But what I normally do then is I put these capacitors in the middle position, and then I listen for the, in fact, what I'll probably do is move this mode to AM mode. AM has a lot of noise, which actually makes it a little easier. There's some really bad RFI that I'm not picking up terribly on. We'll see how close I am now. What I do now is I move it back to CW mode. Normally I'd actually do this with a straight key, but I'm probably not going to do it now. Usually I'd use a straight key, and I move this to tune. And what it'll do is basically what you're trying to do is set it to where you've got the noise level high, you move it to tune, and then you try to see if you can then get the I really need to be using a straight key on this. Okay, let's see here. I've got to remember how to do this, though. You'll have to bear with me. I don't ever switch to straight key on this radio. Battery charge, beep frequency, cat rate, color, contrast, CW delay, normal, reverse. That's not it. Pitch, weight. Did I pass by it? This is what you get in a video that has no... that actually has no editing in it. So I'm sorry about that. You just get what you get here. Okay, let's go back and look here with all of these. So maybe I went over it. CW delay. CW ID off. The paddle is normal, and there's really only normal and reverse there. Pitch, speed, weight, and then DCS discode. There must be another place here where I can switch between straight key. But I'm probably just not going to look that up right now. I've got the delay. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to do my own thing here. And just tune real quick. Let's see. We'll put it in operate real quick and see. Okay. I'm sorry for whoever's there. It's really close. Sorry. Oh, okay, so let's add a little puff to this here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do it with 250. So what you do is you add this. I'm sorry, I'm also distracted by something over here to the side. That's a pretty good SWR, actually. There we go. We're good. This will work fine. Okay. So, sorry for anybody who would have been around me right now listening to all those beeps and stuff. I think we've already established nobody's here, but I'm pretty sure there's like nobody on the band right now at all. You hear that? Nothing. Very, very little. Very, very little. Oh, I should tell you what I was doing here was I added like 250 puff to the capacitors, and that made it a little easier to match this antenna. So let me explain also really quickly about antennas like the AX1 and other loaded vertical antennas and things like that. Basically, when you take an antenna that's designed for something like 40 meters, which has a really long wavelength, and then you turn it into a really small antenna that's compact, pocket-sized, that sort of thing, or even just a vertical with a loading coil on it, you increase the, it has a higher Q. And by that, I mean that the area where you have a match is very narrow. So it's kind of narrow bandwidth. So when you move around very much on the bands, you're going to find that the if I were to move probably 5 kilohertz, my match is not going to be as good with this. You know what? That noise is still there. This, whatever this new QRM is that hasn't been at this site before is here now, and I don't know what's causing it, but it's pretty noisy. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to hear over that, actually, because you can really hear it in AM mode. You hear that? That's an S9. We'll see what happens. We may not be able to hear anybody here, but hopefully maybe if I move up to the 20-meter band, it won't be so bad. I'll take a photo here before I get started. I'm going to go ahead and hop on the air and do this activation. Oh, you may notice, too, that the SWR is not like a perfect SWR. I'm fine with that. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect for us to get on the air and have fun. The radio can handle a little something that's not perfect, a little mismatch. There we go. So K3378. Now hypothetically, AX1 ZM-2. And today is what, the 21st of February 2024, and that's it. So we'll put 40 meters. Again, not sure if I'll make any contacts here this time of day, but we'll give it a go anyway. So the time, so it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's 1,800 hours right now, but it's going to be 1,900 hours here in a second. So I'm finally seeing our little albino squirrel over here. I haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know if you can see him on this video or not, but he's right there. Really cute squirrel. Keep in mind that QRM, even though it doesn't sound too bad with this narrow bandwidth on CW, it's still there and it's still wiping out stuff. So I may only hear like kind of loud signals. Thank you for that callback. In North Carolina, of course. I'm going to take a picture of this squirrel while I can, I think. He is right over here. He is so cute. Oh, can you see him? Let's see if I can get a picture of him here so I can put him in my post on QRPer. This is the reason why you should look at QRPer.com. There we go. I got my pictures of my squirrels now. I don't always get to see this. I've seen this albino squirrel before, but when I bring Hazel out here with me, squirrels stay away from me. This paddle is a very accurate keyer. My fingers may not be, but this paddle's amazing. I should say too, in truth, oh, there we go. So I hadn't been spotted yet. Thank you for the spot, old man. I could have done that here on my phone, but I was assuming 18, let's see, 19. I was assuming that I'd been spotted. I still don't expect a huge pile up here on 40 meters this time of day, though. I'm a little curious what my RBN numbers may look like. Let's see if I can get some POTA site tool. Thanks for the spot, Gary. Great to get you in the logs there, buddy. Very low signal. 229. Oh, there we go. He's probably louder than that, than a 559, but because of the QRM, it's showing a really good signal report. Still 229. Again, midday, 40 meters. Good to get you in there too. .529 as well. Good to get you in there, buddy. There we go. Let's move up one band. Now, the 30-meter band could be a challenge for the ZM-2 because this is not one. It's a band that's a little stretch for the even for my KX2 ATU to try to get. Here we go. I don't know if this handle, having it in this handle, is helping or hurting me. I'm switching this to the 17-meter position. So, put it in a neutral position here on the ZM-2. I don't know if you can see all this. Turn it up. Move it to... Okay, let's turn it down. Am I outside of band? 10. Oh, 10. Yes, I am. What am I doing? Oh, goodness, it's been a long day, fellas and gals. It has been a long day. Okay, let's try this again. That is the sweet spot right there. Ah, got a good match. Okay, so we're on 30 meters now. Now I'll probably have to... I'm going to see... We're going to watch here. And see if it respots me. Actually, I'm going to move it over here. It's a little harder to... There's actually no RBN spotting going on right now that I can see. Sometimes that is broken, so what we're going to do is go ahead and I'm going to spot myself and go over here to ding. Okay, move this to 10 113 CW spot. That way I know I get a spot in 30 meters CW. That's a very acceptable SWR, actually. And to be clear, on 40 meters, I could have gotten a better SWR if I was using a straight key, turned down the power, moved around the counterpoise a bit. If I'd have gone to 500 puff on here and probably tweaked it a bit, I could have gotten a better SWR, but I don't think it's necessary. Wait a minute, I'm hearing somebody in there. Is there somebody else in this frequency? Let me just check. Nope, I'm just checking the spots real quick to see if there's anybody else. I don't see anybody else listed here on the same frequency. Well, there are a lot of people out there today, though. But only one person on 30 and only one person on 40. think there may be some people in there and I can't hear them over the QRM. I'm not convinced that there's somebody else there. I'm looking on here. I don't see anybody else on this frequency, but it sounds a little suspicious. Oh, the RBN finally picked me up. RBN. Okay, there we go. So I know my signal's getting out there. 30 meters and 40 meters, this is not their prime time of day. Now the RBN's picking me up, maybe it'll be a little easier to keep me spotted. Or I should say now that the RBN's connecting to the POTA site, it should be a little easier. Okay, I'm gonna call QSY. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn this off. And I think I'm going to just remove this. I don't know that this is helping hold the antenna up really. Let's pull this off. There we go. There we go. I don't know that this is helping with the stability of the antenna that much. I'm going to remove the... I say that, but I'm going to remove this coil. This will take a little bit of the... I'll make it slightly less top heavy. I say slightly, and I do mean slightly. Still a bit of a whip for such a small, lightweight base. You could make, I mean, you could use bungees or something to hold this down to the table a little bit better. But actually, so to answer the question, you know, the Gordon had, yeah, this works. And I could get it to work a lot better. If this were in the evening, this would be working like gangbusters. I have had so much luck with the 40 meter extension on my AX1. But obviously, I mean, like there's nobody. There was one other person on 40 meters when I checked and one other person on 30 meters. Everybody else is on 20. So what I'm going to do, I think I may actually go to, I may go up to the 17 meter band and then go down to 20 just to try all the different bands. But I'm going to move and change to a different counterpoise wire. I'm not going to use this long one this time. This is a brand new one. To be honest, this is the first time I've used this AX1. I bought this AX1 and I'd completely forgotten where I'd put it. I bought this AX1 last year, so this would have been in 2023, when Elecraft had a sale and on their AX1 antenna. And I just thought, well, I'm going to purchase another one. So I bought another one. Yeah, so I never actually pulled it out of the package. I found the box recently, and see, the good thing is I can do all this from right here. I can pull in the counterpoise wire. I don't have to get up, really. You didn't hear me doing a super good job tuning this, and I'm sorry for the amount of tuning time I took up there on the 30 meter band especially. But this is for the log tray. I even have this in here. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's see. There it is. Okay, yeah. Let's put this on here. Attach it just like I did the other one to the little hole here. If I can see it. There we go. Crank that down a little bit. These antennas are not very good if you're not using a counterpoise. And I think I'm going to run the counterpoise over here now that there's nobody over here. Just off the table. Like this. It's a virgin counterpoise wire. I've never used this one. There we go. And now we'll try the 17 meter band. Maybe now that the RBN's working with the POTUS sight, they'll spot me. We'll find out. We will find out. Let's move this over here. Put 17 meters. I don't know what kind of activity we'd have on 17 meters today, but we'll give it a go. Hopefully it's better than 40 and 30 this time of day. Boy, I'm still hearing. You hear that? This is, I think this is one of my main culprits here, is just this amount of noise. Because this is, the receiver is receiving this, even if the filter is, this is crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do my thing here, where I hear this thing. 18085. See if I hear any activity over. We'll go 84.5. I'm not gonna put it in AM mode. I'm hearing somebody way off to the side. that is touchy. It can be that way sometimes. I'm gonna put it in tune. Okay, I'm minimizing the little light that I see there. Not getting rid of it, but minimizing it. And that puts in like this bridge so that it's protecting everything, and I don't think it's really, it's not quite a dummy load, but I don't think it's radiating the same amount. Somebody can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Let's put in 250 puff. Let's see if that makes any difference. It's hard to see this light right now, actually. I think 250 puff is actually getting a little bit better response on that. There we go. That's about gone right there. Now I'll put it back in operate mode. Yeah, that's not too bad. Again, would be better if I put it in straight key mode, and I need to figure out how to do that. I just haven't done that in so long. I'm sure, actually, is it like here? Let's see. It's probably like here. Ah, it was that easy, of course. It's like, I knew it wasn't that hard. Okay, so I could have done that. I'm getting a really good SWR. So that worked out really well. Let's go ahead and put the keyer back in. You can see how the SWR jumps around a little bit. A lot of that's just based on how I'm holding the key and everything. That's the thing about this type of antenna. Body capacitance. Let's see if it spots me. It did. I'm getting a really good RBM number too. It's like 13 dB, which is not bad. Now, I included North Carolina in there because the Blue Ridge Parkway is in 2 different states, and at least it's protocol to give the state with that. I don't always think to do it on a park-to-park, but I did this time. Okay. That's okay. I've done the same. Very nice of you. Sorry, no park number. That's what he said. So, question, how many of you were yelling at me saying, hit the C button on the menu to turn it to straight key? There's some fading going on. Yeah. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Gotcha. I kept it short for him. Okay, so we'll try 20 meters now. Ooh, listen to that come up. And that go up. Wow, okay, so maybe this will work pretty well right off the bat. We'll see. Okay, still a little high. So what I'm going to do is 2 now. Okay, I'm still getting... I need to put it back to 0 puff. Boy, hear how narrow that is. Oh, wait a minute. That's my issue. I didn't have it set. I didn't have the coil set to 20 meters. So there's a switch here. I had it on 17. So on the AX1, when you're running 40 meters, you put it in the 20 meter position. When you're running 30 meters, you put it in the 17 meter position. So then I moved to the 17 meter position and kept that same switch position. Now I have to move it down to 20. Trying to do this by ear. 1 to 1. Let's see if 20 meters has more activity. 15, 16, 17, 19, that's right. Oh. Need some water. Thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon, by the way. Oh, let's see if I'm being spotted again. I don't know if you can see, but the S meter is going between S5 and S7 on the noise level. Ooh, he was not a 5.9. I was listening through a tuner upper and assumed he was stronger. pile up now. 20 meters is the active band today, I think. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. He's a little off frequency, it's nice. Okay. Okay, wait. That was, gotcha. Whatever that QRM is, it's changing a bit. Okay, I'm going to get this K0 person. Gotcha. I hate this QRM has moved in at one of my favorite spots to stop and play radio. Okay, I think I heard. Let's see if I heard him. That is. This noise is criminal. I'm going to turn off the noise blanker and see if that helps. Sometimes it helps with some of these noises. Sometimes it doesn't. I think I heard a park to park, but I'd already committed to... I'll come back to you right now. Okay. There we go. Where are you, Dean? Okay, one more. I'm losing him. Gotcha. Gosh, this noise is horrible. There we go. I'm just going to turn this down now because I don't know if you can see, but the S level was just off the roof, just super high on this. The S meter was going off the roof. It's like an S8 noise floor, and it just messes up everything. It mucks up everything. I don't like it. And what's upsetting, really, for me, is this is like one of my go-to spots. So I'm hoping that this QRM that's here, this is new. This is broadband. It's across all the bands that I operated today. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Do not forget to take a picture of my logbooks, which I always try to do because I put this on my postingqrp.com. Let's do a really quick little debrief here. I can talk about this while I'm packing up. So first of all, this works. It works really well, actually. So 40 meters and 30 meters just didn't have a lot of life in it. It had nothing really to do with the antenna. Yes, this is not an efficient antenna on 30 and 40 meters because 30 and 40 meters is long wavelength. They really require longer antennas. So this is very compromised. But I can tell you that I've done bazillions of activations on 30 and 40 meters with my AX1 and had great results when it's in the evening and in time, during times when 40 and 30 are fairly active. They were not doing as well today, and it could have been that there were some weak signals out there I just couldn't hear because of the QRM. I don't know. So, there's that to factor in as well. But the ZM-2, with me fiddling around with it, not even really doing a proper job of it, I was able to tune 40, 30, 20, and 17 meters. And 20 meters is actually kind of the easiest band of all of them to tune. You don't have to put any additional puff on here to do 20 meters because this is really designed to work really nicely on 20, and it's probably the closest of all the other bands for the AX1. Now, I didn't do 15 meters. I'm probably not going to do it right now because I've run out of time. Unfortunately, I need to leave here at 3. It's 3:02 right now. But this is capable. This will do it. So if you've got the ZM-2, this will work with the AX1. Go for it. AX1's worked. This is like a valuable antenna to have if you've got a way to match it, or you're willing to do something like me and build. I'll show you this. I've got like a little capacity hat that I clip onto the top of the antenna sometimes when I'm operating without an ATU, and I can usually make this work on 20 meters with this little capacity hat. And all it is these wires come together on this alligator clip, and I clip it to the top of the antenna and move it around and get a match, and that works well too for 20 meters. I haven't tried it on 17, 15, 30, or 40, but it works well on 20 meters. doing that. So yeah, the ZM-2 though, valuable little piece of equipment to keep with your radio. I think that it's a capable little ATU. I don't think it's all that hard to operate. I really don't. One thing I'm not crazy about with the AX1, I'll tell you, and I've probably mentioned this before, is that this is a brand new one, right? Eventually this thing gets to where it just wants to spin around. This sort of tube, this little plexiglass type tube, it'll want to spin around a bit, and you have to spin it around to get to the switch. Now this isn't an issue with the AX2 antenna because it's kind of a solid piece and a little smaller, but that's a really minor complaint for this antenna. This is a great antenna. I love using it. It has, I've said it before, but I think it's actually one of my most productive antennas on a normal day. See, if I would have come out here and my goal was just to activate and not experiment, then I would have gone straight to 20 meters and just had done this activation from 20 meters, because looking at the spots briefly, you could see that's where everyone was. Everybody was on 20 meters because it's the best band this time of day. 17 was doing fairly well too. 17 doesn't have quite the activity that you know, that 20 does, but it's still pretty good. Let's wrap up this antenna, or the counterpoise. Put this up. So yeah, I think everybody should have the ZM-2 though. If you're a field operator and you're QRP, because this is not a QRO antenna tuner, if you're QRP, this is a wonderful antenna tuner to have at your disposal. It really is. People ask about this as a Maxpedition pouch, and I'll have a link to it in the description below too. Probably I've been adding links to my gear in the description below because so many people have asked me to do that, so I've started doing that. But really most of my links are on qrp.com, and that's where you'll get more information, more links, and that sort of thing. There you go. Woo! Sorry about that. That was my water bottle here on the side that it dinged. So put this in here. Actually, no, this goes in here because that lives with normally my T1. I pulled it out for this because I needed a short BNC to BNC connector. I didn't want to have a long piece of a feed line running between these. And you may notice I do not handle my gear with kid gloves. I really don't. I just kind of wear my gear in my pack. I kind of feel like my field gear is meant to be tossed around. I know some people that won't remove the, you know, like the little plastic off of the screens of their gear because they really want to keep it pristine. But I just don't go down that path, because when you take stuff to the field, like you can see there's leaves in here and stuff that get stuck in my pack from going in and out a whole lot. If I only went into the field once a year, then I'd probably keep it all really nice and clean. But it's just impossible to keep up with. I feel like field gear is meant to go out in the field, so that's just the way it is. So I'll take all of my stuff out, and I try to treat it with respect, but I don't have individual cases inside here for everything all the time. That said, I'm kind of a pack guy, so I do have a lot of cases and a lot of pouches and a lot of packs. But this all fits in here really nicely. And let's get back into the pack. And that's it. Got the whole thing here set up, ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really mean it when I say that. This is a prime example of a video. This thing's like an hour and a half long, and I didn't really even make that many contacts. If you've hung around this whole time, I really appreciate it. Thanks for accompanying me on this activation. For me, this was a lot of fun. Even though it was going slowly, I actually kind of like that sometimes. It's the way POTA used to be for me. Like, I would go out into the field in 2019, 2020, and I was really happy when I could work 10, 12 stations in an hour. That made me very, very pleased, because it was not a guarantee. Back in those days, 20 meters was kind of dead. It was not in the better part of the solar cycle for that. And you know, it was a little tougher when you go out. And I had friends that would like look out for me to try to work me and stuff just so I could get my 10 to have a valid activation. I didn't worry about it too much if I didn't get a valid activation, but I wanted a valid activation if I could. It's a nice little goal. Today, that's really not a problem. There are just so many hunters out there. So many more people into CW, which is wonderful. But it's nice every once in a while to have kind of a more peaceful, quiet, you know, activation where it's not just big pileups. I really am disappointed about the noise. I'm strongly suspecting one of these lights here, because there are these like parking lights all around here, and I suspect something's wrong in one of them that's arcing a little bit or something and causing that noise, and that's a real disappointment because I love this spot so much. If the AX1 was picking up that noise so well, I know a longer wire antenna, like a random wire or something that I stick up in this tree on occasion, one of those will really pick it up nicely as well. So we'll have to start bringing loop antennas here. I hope not. I hope that whatever it is just disappears and stops. That'd be kind of nice. I don't think I can actually go to the park office and ask them to get rid of the QRM for me. And I gotta say one more thing too. I posted an article a while back about, you know, what we should do for our parks, and had some advice in it. If I can think about it, I probably won't. I'll link to it above. If I forget, please remind me and I'll put it in here. But basically, I put in some things that you can do for your park, because with all the amount of POTA activators out there right now, they're just, you know, parks get a lot of ham radio activity when they used to not get that. This is kind of an example of a park that if I didn't know better, if I hadn't gotten permission here before, which I have, I don't know that I would necessarily set up with a big wire antenna out here. I would want to have permission in a place like this. But even though it has picnic tables and everything, I just want to get permission from someone that I could put a wire in the tree up here. I have gotten that in the past, so I don't worry about it when I put wire antennas, and no one's ever said anything about it. I've had park rangers go past me, drive and wave. It's not a big deal. But if I went to a park like this and didn't know any better, then I would definitely ask, because it's kind of a more urban park, more people around. I just want to check it out and make sure. And on the way out of here, I'm actually going to stop in the little gift shop over here and probably pick up some postcards or something like that. I usually do things like that on occasion. And this goes into the National Park Service. This is a part of the Blue Ridge Parkway. But I'll go in there, use their restrooms, and probably pick up a card or snacks or something like that, pay for things, and thank them for allowing me to play POTA out here. So anyway, again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, or weekend, wherever you are. And take care of one another out there, because all we got on this planet is each other. And until next time, 7 twos.